How's it going, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Swanee, and it's currently pretty early in the morning as of recording this video. It's currently 4:30 in the morning to be exact, and Arc Raiders just got a brand new update. There's some patch notes that I want to go over, and they made some pretty interesting changes. And I definitely could see some members of the community being a little upset about some of the balancing updates that they did here. But let's just go ahead and jump right into it because there's a lot to go over. Okay, so first up here is the new Discord post. They said, Raiders, we've discovered a scheduled research facility in the mountains, Stella Montis. Work to restore the tunnels has begun, and we need you to pull your weight. In this update, we bring you a new map, community unlock events, new arc, gameplay, items, and quests. We also have a list of fixes, most notably reduced character movement latency on server to improve the desync problem, where it looks like you get damaged even after behind cover. This is a huge deal. This has been one of the #1 complaints by a lot of people in the community, especially on Reddit, and so that's awesome to see. They fixed an issue that prevented players from completing quests involving multiple objectives or item collections within a single round, and then, various fixes and stuff. And then we get into the patch notes, which can be found here. So let's go over the patch notes. All right, November 1.2.0 update, November 13th, 2025. That is today. The North Line. The North Line train has arrived. Prepare for extraction. We've discovered a scheduled research facility in the mountains, Telemontis. Work to restore the tunnels has begun, and we need you to pull your weight. What's new? The new map. We get new enemies. The Matriarch, which is supposed to be bigger and scarier than the Queen. And then the Shredder is supposed to be the indoors, like up close and personal type enemy that is specific to this new map. So I don't think you can see the Shredder on any of the other maps except for Stella Montis. That might change in the future, however. So we have patch highlights, reduced character movement on latency, fix an issue, prevented players from completing quests involving multiple objectives or items or item collections with a single round, various achievements not working correctly, reduced delay between shooting an arc, so, desync, fix various locations, and whatever. So balancing changes, the wolf pack grenades, the value from 3,000 to 5,000 coins. So, it's gone up in value. So if you go to sell it, that's kind of a big deal. Crafting, before it was 2 refined explosives and 2 sensors, and now it's 3 refined explosives and 2 arc motion cores. So they just completely changed the requirements to craft one of these grenades. Now, I've never crafted a wolf pack grenade, so I don't really know if that's a buff or a nerf, to be honest. I do think that the buff to the coins is definitely a big deal, because I've only maybe had 6 or 7 wolf pack grenades in my playtime, and I'm like level 50 something. Then we have arc motion core and arc circuitry. Before it was refiner level 3, now it's refiner level 2. The crafting, before it was 6 arc alloys, and now it is 8 arc alloys. So that's a little bit of a nerf there to the crafting for the arc motion cores and the circuitry. Launcher ammo, the value from 100 to 200 coins. This doubles trader cost for launcher ammo, so it's going to be more expensive to buy. Crafting, you get 6 ammo. Before it was 5 metal parts and 1 crude explosives. Now it's 4 metal parts and 1 refined explosive. I guess at least it's less metal parts. The spotter relay, the value is from 5,000 to 2,000 coins, so that's a bit of a nerf. So if you were selling a bunch of the spotter relays, unfortunately, they are not worth as much money now. But this is where we start to get into controversial areas, the XP stuff. So they've nerfed some of the XP gains. They reduced the XP per damage from 3 to 2 for the Bastion, Bombardier, Rocketeer, and Leaper. So if you were going around and you were trying to farm these enemies for XP, you can't really do it as much anymore, which kind of sucks. And then they reduced the XP for looting the arc parts on the Bastion from 500 to 250, and the Bombardier from 500 to 300. So, oof. I mean, That definitely sucks. I know, like, during, like, the bunker event and stuff, everyone outside the bunker would take out the bombardier, and then everyone would run around and just try to loot the bombardier for the XP. And, it was always nice to just go around and loot each individual body part to get a significant chunk of XP, so that that kind of sucks. But on the other hand, they did increase the XP for looting arc parts for the Rocketeer thrusters from 200 to 500 and the Leaper leg from 200 to 500. So these two are getting a nerf and these two are getting a buff. I don't know if that's because people were just avoiding the Rocketeers and, maybe this is their way of switching it up a little bit, maybe changing the meta. I don't know, but I've not seen very many people take out Rocketeers in comparison to the Bastions. Most people just kind of avoid the Rocketeers, and that might be why they're increasing the XP gains for it. I'm not too sure, but I could definitely see that some people are not going to be very happy about this change. Then we have content and bug fixes, some achievements. Fix various achievements not working correctly. Players will need to redo some of the achievements with only one objective item. Example, destroy the queen. While achievements with multiple objectives will only need parts of them to be completed again. So I haven't really noticed this issue, but, for those of you affected, that's, I guess, a good thing if you couldn't get your achievements to work. They had some animation fixes. Fix an issue where weapons were automatically slung when throwing grenades. Fix an issue where weapons were sometimes hidden when using deployables, and then they improved camera behavior. I just want to say that, like, the amount of fixes and changes that they've been making based off of community feedback in such a short amount of time is really impressive, because you don't see this that often with video game developers. Normally, like, look at Helldivers 2, for example. They say they're going to have bug fixes. It takes them like a month to 2 months to do these things. And with Arc Raiders, you see people complaining about something on Reddit, and then within a week, it's already fixed and changed. So it's just good to see that Embark is on top of all these bug fixes and stuff. And with all the changes coming today, I talked about yesterday, they changed the store prices. So a lot of things today in the store is a lot cheaper. And now we have this update, which, obviously has a lot of bug fixes and stuff as well. So it's just a good thing to see. Then we have some fixes for Arc. Fireball enemies will no longer get stuck on security gates and will pursue the player accordingly. They fix a bug where the surveyor's fleeing behavior could move it out of the playable area. And then they fix a bug which caused some enemies to take more fire damage than intended. So this is directly affecting the one grenade, the trip mine grenade that catches on fire. People were sticking it to the bottom of the queen, and they were killing the queen in like 3 grenades. So yeah, that's definitely going to nerf that directly, damaging the queen that way. And I'm sure that's going to upset quite a few people that were trying to farm the queen. Understandably so, though, that they made this change, because it doesn't make sense that you can take down the queen in just like 3 grenades. I feel like that was a little overpowered. If you're farming the queen, unfortunately, you can no longer do so. Then they just had a couple audio fixes. They had some fixes to the cosmetics. Fix an issue where party members would initially appear with the base appearance. Then they had some fixes to the maps. Fix location on the dam where players could fall through the terrain. Fix some collision issues on the dam where players could get stuck. And then, just random bug fixes for certain maps and stuff. Then they have some miscellaneous fixes. Reduce character movement latency on the server for the desync problem. They reduced the delay between shooting an arc and seeing the impact effects on the target. They adjusted the blueprint drop rates from Raider containers. So I don't know if this is a buff or a nerf. I personally have not found very many blueprints, but I'm pretty sure that there was a strategy that people were using to just farm these Raider containers. So I'm guessing this is a nerf, because I think I saw a video recommended to me that was saying to just farm these. Interacting with probes, husks, raider caches, etc. now counts towards looting container objectives. So if there's like a weekly mission or something, that's a good change. They fix a bug where players would sometimes be unable to perform any actions if they were downed while holding a carryable objective and then revived. That's very specific. Fix an issue where you could not loot or knock out the down but not out players on steep slopes. And then field crafting selection now stays on the same item after crafting. And then vaulting is now smoother. Movement change, that's pretty good. UI added an inventory item menu option for splitting stacks. That's definitely good, especially if you're a controller player, because splitting stacks and stuff was, it was hard to split items with a controller. They removed the thumb mouse button from the escape action in menus to prevent unintended back navigation when that button is bound to push to talk. They added a confirmation message after submitting a player report. Certain enemy salvage will no longer auto-assign to quick slots when looted. Oh, that's good. Prevent showing block Discord users and social screen when Discord integration is on. Change the styling of some UI input hints. And then they fix an issue with the blaze grenade trap could deal more damage than intended. So this is another thing regarding the fire damage to the queen. Like I said, people were sticking this blaze grenade to the bottom of it and killing it pretty much instantly. They reduced tick attachment time for the anti-tick field augment passive from 1 to 0.5. They fixed an issue where a prompt would get stuck while fighting off ticks at the same time as the anti-tick field passive is being active. So this is like one of your equipment items. There's one of them that like removes the ticks when they jump on your back. Smoke clouds from items are now always visible at the same range as players. They fixed an issue where the trigger nade explosions could bypass the brief invulnerability when entering the down but not out, causing instant elimination, and vulnerability now correctly applies on downing. And then they fixed a bug allowing players to use the snap hook to go out of bounds in the spaceport bunker. And then weapons, they fixed an issue when firing while standing close to walls could cause bullets to veer sideways instead of following the crosshair. And then for quests, they fixed an issue preventing players from completing quests involving multiple objectives or items collections within a single round. And the greasing her palm quest and spaceport now includes more thrusters that will complete the objective. So overall, there's a lot of good bug fixes here, a lot of good changes. It's the only thing I don't really like is this change to the XP gains for killing the Bastions and Bombardiers, because, early game players, that's still a big deal to kill your first Bastion, or hell, even your second or third Bastion. It's just kind of hard to do. Late game players, though, I could see there was a lot of people abusing the Bastions and the Bombardiers. So I don't know how I feel about this. It's going to be interesting to see how the community reacts to that as well. But yeah. All right, so now I want to go over what it looks like when you load up the game for the first time after the new update. You see the new live event tab up here in the top left. It looks like the community has already completed 8% of this event, and it's been live like a half an hour as of recording this video. So yeah, basically you want to donate as many of these items as you can. So here, let me move my camera just out of the way real quick. Okay, so you have to donate metal parts, fabric, plastic, rubber, and chemicals. And then when you donate these, it gives you merits. And you want to have as many merits as possible, because if we go to more info down here, it says live events are bigger infrastructural projects to which all raiders are asked to contribute. Right now, the engineering crews are working on expanding the tubes towards an all-new destination, Stellamontis. Materials you donate will count towards the community progress and speed up the expansion. Contributing to the efforts also earns you up to 900 merits, which can be used to claim rewards in the next phase. So you want to get as close to 900 merits as possible, because we don't know what the next awards are yet. So you want to get as close to 900 merits as possible. We don't currently know what the rewards are just yet, but I mean, is it worth the risk to miss out on those? I mean, probably not. So I would definitely donate as many of these as possible to get yourself those 900 merits. The community's already done 8% in half an hour. It does say phase 1 of the community progress, so I'm assuming there's multiple phases, but it looks like the community is already kicking butt, so I would definitely get on this and donate these as quickly as you can. And now I want to quickly go over the new store items, because they made store changes today. A lot of the prices got reduced. I can see that I got a bit of a refund So if you bought something like one of these bundles or skins or whatever, they will refund you the difference. So I think I had like 1,100 coins before, or Raider tokens. So I went from 1,100 to 2,000, and that's because I bought the Luna set. I wanted the astronaut. So it looks like I got refunded the difference there. So that's pretty cool. It does look like a lot of these are cheaper though, because there was oh, there's that one outfit that I was eyeballing. Which one is it? I think it's this one. So you can buy the individual items or you can buy the bundle. The whole bundle is now 1,500 Raider tokens, and it was like way more expensive than that. And you can buy the individual outfit for just 1,300, which, you know, you couldn't do that before. And then I think some of the individual, like this chicken, you can get this hat for your chicken for 400 coins. So I think that's a little bit cheaper. And, you know, you can definitely tell a lot of these bundles and outfits and stuff are cheaper than what they were before. So I think that's definitely a huge W. And, you know, that's nice to see because this is a paid game. It's not free to play. So they shouldn't have free to play prices. They heard that feedback and they reduced the prices. So now, you know, I think it's pretty reasonable. You don't have to buy these, but if you do want to buy them, if you spend 20 bucks, you kind of get your value's worth. If I mean, you can at least get multiple items now for $20 compared to just buying one bundle before. So I think this is definitely a good change as well. And that is going to do it for everything that I have for you in today's video. Now, as the community unlocks this new map and we get access to the new weapon and then 2 new enemy types, I will be sure to test everything out and report back to you. I'll probably have a new video going over the new enemies and stuff as we learn more information. So if you don't want to miss out on any future Arc Raiders videos, then be sure to hit the subscribe button and hit the bell for notifications. Be sure to check out my live streams. I'm going to be live streaming Arc Raiders a lot more often because it's just a really fun game to stream, and I've been having a lot of fun hanging out with you guys in the chat and stuff. So make sure you check out the live streams, and that is going to do it for me. And I will talk to you all in the next video. So thank you so much for watching, and bye-bye.